Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, got some teeth pulled yesterday, so I'm gonna be a little fucking weird today. All right, today we have a special guest. You were the first, weren't you? You were the very first person we ever recorded point blank, right? Were you the first guest we had?
It was one. We were one of them. I was one of them.
Yeah. Well, James from Gecko Smith was one of the original guests that we had on the Gecko Exchange podcast when we first started that off. And I don't remember if it was the first or second or third, but very, very close
Very
to the
close.
beginning. And we've come a long way, and so has he. So today we're going to talk about Gecko Smith's. We'll get into the name. James's journey with geckos, from how we got involved into where we're at today. So for everyone out there that doesn't know, can you just give us a quick little introduction to you, not necessarily the animals, but who you are, where you live, how old you are, maybe, who you are as a person. Tell us who is James.
Of course. So I'm from Michigan. My name's James Smith, so Gecko Smith. My buddies called me Smitty growing up playing hockey. I played hockey my whole life.
Your last name is Smith or Smith?
It's Smith. So James Smith. Okay. And so I just it was funny one day my buddies came over, and this is when I had like 8 geckos or something. I had barely any, and they're like, if you keep getting any more, you're gonna become a Gecko Smith. And I'm like, there it is. There's the name, dude. Gecko Smith. So that's a little homage to like my high school boys. Shout out to them. Yeah, just James Smith. I'm 31 right now as of 2025, and Michigan boy, right?
Old.
Huh?
Old. You're getting old. Woo. Christ.
It is coming a little quick, but I feel like I'm getting wiser in these from 30 to 31, dude. I had a huge...
When it happens, well, not about overnight, literally. Well, it did happen for me overnight.
Dude,
that's around when it happens. 30 years old, a man finally, maybe not all of us, but, it's about the age where you wake up and you're like, whoa, hold on.
No. I'm starting to see it right here, right now. It's happening right in front of me, so it's cool. Yeah, so I played hockey my whole life. I played college hockey at Adrian College. I ended up graduating there. I got a degree in exercise science and healthcare management. So I can do, like anything with the gym. And I'm just going to keep rolling. You've heard this before.
Yeah.
So exercise science, healthcare management. So I can do stuff with business, gym, anything like healthcare. That's what I wanted to do when I was playing hockey. That's what I got a scholarship for. They didn't have animal related stuff at the college that I went to, but I wanted to get my school, kind of paid for and stuff. So we did that. And that's just a little background at college. And for me, I've always been a reptile and animal person. Like the only thing that could keep me happy was watching the Red Wings growing up, or being outside playing with sticks, eating dirt as a kid. That was me.
Awesome.
That was me, man. That was me, and I loved it. And I had dogs growing up, all sorts of breeds. We trained leader dogs for the blind. We did paws with a cause. We did all of that stuff. Whole bunch of dog training. My mom was an animal lover. My first ever reptile. I don't know if I told this before, so this is cool. My first ever reptile. My dad had a lawn care service, and it was funny. He was, the lawn care service, and he's doing this huge like wall. He's weed whacking this huge wall. He gets this black and yellow garter snake, and he brings it home, and my mom lets me keep it, and that's what it was. It was a black and white garter snake from Michigan outside, and I just had it, just whatever. And then next thing you know, there's 4 in there. She was pregnant and it gave birth, and there was 4 in there. And I was like, no way, this is crazy. So in a way, I was thinking about it. I was like, I've been training my whole life for this gecko stuff, for like raising babies. Like it's come full circle. Like it's really cool. Like I've been doing this stuff my whole life. I had snakes all growing up after that. Corn snake. I got a boa. And then I got a milk snake. I got, and then
milk snakes are cool, man.
They
Not
are.
For nothing. I was always into big snakes personally, but I just recently was looking. I was at a pet call or something, and I noticed a Honduran milk snake, dude. Fucking beautiful.
Underrated,
Beautiful.
dude.
I don't know why I never stopped to take a look at colubrids. I always, was a big boa and python guy, but I have to admit now that I'm older and size and just things just being economical, like it's broadened my horizon, and now that I look at
100%.
some of these other smaller snakes, I'm like blown away with how they totally missed my radar because truth be told, they're arguably more beautiful than any big snake out there. I
Mm.
mean,
No, they
very,
have
very
really good
Are
coloration.
milk snakes colubrids? Milk snakes are colubrids, right?
That I don't know. I wasn't into I was so young that I didn't know. I was just trying to keep them together. But I was very happy that my mom let me do that as a very young age, and that opened the door, because she could have been like, "No, get that out of here," and she in a way loved him
Raised
too.
it.
Yeah, she loved him too, and then
Good
we
mom,
had.
man. It's a good mother.
She's a saint. I love her. So shout out to you, mom. I love you. I know she's up there. So
Um,
shout out to the mom. She's a saint. I wouldn't be anywhere without her and her support, and so I love
God
her. And
bless.
back to a little bit. I don't know. First time I was on here, 300 followers, dude. And now on Instagram, I got over 1,500 right now. So that is
Oh
just
shit,
amazing. So we got a lot of new people that might
that's
watch this.
awesome. It's more than I have.
I'm pumped, dude. So we both had a good little journey in the past year and a half. So to anybody who doesn't know, in 2021 I was diagnosed with cancer. ALL, it was a form of leukemia. It was acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The story is on the other podcast. We don't have to go into all that. So
Your time, bro. It's your time if you
I
want
know,
to.
but we got more time for other stuff. We're on to new things now. Just quick story. I spent all the way up in.
Cancer free though now, right? For the people out there.
Yep, cancer free for a year, for a full year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to rumble, dude. I've
Knock
been.
that shit out. He beat
Oh
that
yeah,
shit down.
yeah, dude.
Down. Fuck cancer, man.
Uh,
Fuck cancer.
yep. I can't agree more.
God bless him. For anyone out there fighting, man, keep fighting, man. Keep fighting.
Fight you
Keep fighting,
and hit
man.
me up. I'm
Keep
always
fighting.
here if anybody needs support system. I really truly mean it.
Yo, real
I've
quick,
been there.
brother. My boy, one of my good friends, his son just turned 11 years old. He was at his pediatrician, goes home, they draw blood, like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning roll around. He gets a bang at his door. It's the fucking ambulance and the police saying, you got to take your son to the hospital. At 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. His 11-year-old son, 2 days after his birthday, gets diagnosed with leukemia.
Way.
Literally, this is like 3 days ago.
But my number, I know a lot, and a lot about it's diet and mental health. So if they need me, I'm here. I can come.
Well, I'll talk to him. I'll see. They're
Oh,
going.
I know how.
Obviously, they're going through it right now.
But sometimes, just
I
knowing that
will
somebody's
mention that I
there.
have a buddy that's beat it. I will mention that I
know,
got a buddy that's beat it and leave it up to him. See.
for sure. So anybody else out there that needs help or going through something, even mentally, just hit me up. I'm pretty much an open book when I have time, and I'll help anybody that needs it. So sure.
Damn! Thank God you beat it, man. Thank God. What are the survival rates like with leukemia? Just out of curiosity.
My doctor,
Bettered themselves.
Getting better, but he told me, he straight up said, he's like, when he diagnosed me, he's like, I don't want you to look up anything on Google. He said, don't look up anything like that. He's like, don't look up survival rates. Don't look up anything. He's like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And that's what I told myself. I woke up every day, that first round of chemo that came in, I remember it in the hospital rolling in, and I was telling myself, I'm like, we're going to beat this. I'm like, body, this is your
I
help.
think that's a huge part of it. I know that it sounds crazy because I've never had it. Thank God, thank my God. But
hope you never do.
I feel that mental strength, right? That positive reinforcement is much stronger than I think people believe, or that I think
True, dude.
can ever be proven. But I think to convince yourself and to live as if it is just a hurdle. And I know it sounds crazy because I know some cancers can't just be overcome that way. But I think for overall, I just believe. I believe in the power and strength of I don't know what positivity. I just energy.
Or
That
of the
positive
mind,
energy.
the
Like
mindset. Yeah, positive
genuinely
attitude,
do. I
100%.
believe that it's
It's true. It's true because I would tell myself, not to get all like gushy, but I would say I have a lot of life to live. I have more fish to catch. I got to marry. At the time I had a girlfriend. We're not no longer together, but I was like, I got to get married. I got to have kids. Like I got to do this. I have a whole life to live, and I just kept telling myself that. And I really truly believe that it really helped me with, my doctor's support. I had really great doctors. I got really blessed to have good doctors here in Michigan. Um,
did you go to any of those big famous places, like any of these big places that are known for cancer, or did you just go to
Dude, I was gonna go to Carmanos here in Detroit. That's like a big cancer place. I met with them, and they were gonna do a whole bone marrow biopsy transplant with somebody. They got me a donor and everything that matched my entire thing, and I was like a month away. And God, that my treatment worked, and he's like, dude, we're not gonna do this, and I was like, thank you, because that was scaring me to death because it was a 15 to 18% chance that I could have just died from complications, my body rejecting the other person's blood. Like I could have just not been there. And they're like, you can't look at the negative, it's a smaller side. You got to look at the big, like 82% survival rate. And that just right there, I wasn't in the mental space that I am now. And that was hard for me. I was scared. I was nervous. I was like, dude, like, I just, oh, I was just,
that's not a sign, James, that you got something fucking seriously going for you, bro. That
oh,
I believe in God. I'm a Roman Catholic, and I know
mm,
not everybody is, but I believe that is a fucking sign that someone's got plans for you, dog. Like,
oh, I hope. And that's what I say is like I get a second chance. Like I got a second chance, and I um don't want to waste it. So I'm trying to the best version of me that I can be, and I've been doing good, man. I've been going through a good personal development and change and in my mental health right, and it's a big thing, man. It's a big thing in this world, and it's finally coming together, bro. And I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. So I'm emotional about it, but it's good, man. I'm happy.
man, that's a
Yeah.
can't wait for the day where it's nothing more than a cold. I can't wait for the day that the treatments they have to, man, because this
Getting
leukemia
close.
is a very these children. It's a predominantly younger person
That's the thing, dude.
disease. And we ain't just gonna sit back watching children die, man. I ain't having it, man.
Oh,
I'm not
oh.
having it. Shit, I don't know what I could do, but I promise you, I won't be doing nothing.
And that's the thing too. And that was what gave me strength. And I was like, see those like St. Jude like commercials and stuff, and I'm like, look at these kids didn't deserve this. Like I'm older, like I'm able to process this stuff. And if they can do this, I can do it. And I'm like, I gotta be like inspiration and like gotta fight for other people. That helped me a lot, those little kids. So
So when you had, if I'm not mistaken, when you were in the hospital, you spent a lot of time looking up geckos and stuff, huh?
yeah, and
With that close
that
by?
was I had to get rid of, well, not rid of, I had to rehome my three larger snakes. I had an 8 foot boa at the time. This thing was massive, just chucking everything, chucking all like rats and shit. It's huge. I rehomed him because my little liberal arts school didn't want an 8 foot boa in the dorm room. Like they were not. And they paid for me to go there for the scholarship. So I was like, well, you kind of, fine, just pay me to go there and I'll rehome the snake. But with that time in college, I missed them. Missed my reptiles, man. Like I was like, I didn't know how big of a void or a hole that it left me until I got back until the chemo. I couldn't go outside and I couldn't go run around and look at ponds or just go fishing or doing this and that. So I was sitting there one day and it just happened. I was like, reptiles, Google Maps, reptiles. you know. And I live 10 minutes from the reptarium, which is so cool.
No shit.
10 minutes from the reptarium, and I didn't know Brian at the time, but we got diagnosed around the same time, and it was a huge thing for the reptile world. And I don't want to get into that, like, because I didn't know him or anything, so that's not my business or anything. So, was why one of the reasons why I didn't make it public to the people who did know me in the reptile world, because there was a bigger figure out there that was going through something that.
When it comes to that, there's no size involved, and I mean,
No, not to that. I was just
I
know
get
how I
it.
felt,
I
man.
understand.
I didn't know how I felt about that, and I kind of just learned, and I lived through him, and I shared stuff through him, and I didn't even know him, you know. We got diagnosed around the same time, and you think about that, bro. Like he could have want my second chance. I do think about that. Like Brian could have want my second chance, and I have one. So that's why, that was my big push to change myself mentally and just be grateful for every morning that I wake up, man. Every
How do you
morning.
not, man? How do you not? I mean, it's almost, I don't know your story beforehand, but it seems like it's one of those things that if anything's going to wake someone up, man, if anything is going to show someone how valuable life is, it's conquering a feat like that, you know?
I did, man. I wasn't a terrible kid, but I wasn't the best kid. Like I got
You're
caught
kids, kids.
stealing, and I hate to. No, I got in trouble a
It's
couple
hard to
times.
take things, not take things for granted when you're that young, you
Yeah,
know? There's always a tomorrow. There's always going to be another chance. There's
I
always going to be,
mean,
it's that child mentality,
from 16 to 24, I learned a lot, and that's not to get too much in my personal life, but that's when I changed a lot of things too. Diagnosed at 27, and then I'm over here like, I just graduated college like at 25. It took me a little longer because I played hockey and
Did you notice how long did you have it before they actually, like, what is their
dude,
assumption? Like, how long would you have had it before they found it?
this was like the most painful thing that I ever went through in my life. It felt like I went through 5 rounds of boxing where they're just hitting me in the ribs, just smacking me.
That's my question is like ultimately leading up to is playing hockey. Like, that got to be dangerous having leukemia and playing hockey and them not knowing about it. You take a,
So it was acute comes on fast and strong and heavy. So thankfully, I wasn't playing. I wasn't active. I was retired. Like I didn't play. I retired. I had concussion problems. I had about 5 or 6 concussions and neck atlas problems that are now fixed. I'm all better too. But hockey's rough, man. And I was a grinder. I was a shithead, a little meathead out there. So anybody messed with my teammates, you had to deal with me. So and that's how it is in real life too. And I think that little scrapper in me, I think that's why another thing too that I beat cancer too. I always had that fight in me, and I was a grinder, man. I always had it. And but to go back to the thing, I was sitting there and to say it, bro, but I think it was bad diet, alcohol, bad mental state, and I just it's bad. Like I just got cancer, dude. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't know. It's just I was
do
not.
they know what causes it? What
Oh,
causes
they
cancer?
don't. He has
Is it
no idea.
blood
Yeah. So
cancer?
yeah. So my bone marrow started producing bad blood cells all over my body. Instead of good red blood cells, it started producing bad mutated red cells all over my body. So my body was shutting down from the inside. So that's why my bone marrow was producing bad mutated blood cells, and my white cells were out there attacking it, fighting it. And then I'm like I couldn't sit down. I couldn't sleep. Like I
How
would.
you knew something was
Yeah,
wrong?
I did. But I'm over here being stubborn. I'm like trying to fight it. I didn't know. If I go there, go in November into Royal Oak. It's a city here in Michigan, Royal Oak Hospital. It's like one of the biggest ones in Michigan. They misdiagnosed me for a week and a half, dude. Said it was like stomach ulcer. They're like, "Oh, do you drink alcohol?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm fucking 26. I drink alcohol. Yeah. They're like, "Well, how much do you drink? How much do you that?" And I thought it was a stomach ulcer. So they sent me home. So I had cancer for a week and a half before they even knew, and they sent me home.
James, you probably had it a little longer than that.
No, I know. So I'm like very lucky that I'm here, and I know this, and I'm very grateful. for it. And that's what my whole life changed. And I'm so grateful for it. So, but back to it, went to Troy. So Royal Oak is about 30 minutes from my house. And Troy is about 20 minutes from my house in other directions. I'm in a very populated area in Michigan. I don't know if you know Lake St. Clair. It's a very like
One of the Great Lakes? No.
it's like so there's 5 Great Lakes. It's like the sixth one that connects Huron and Erie. So it's a little small one. It's a little reservoir, but it's like one of the best smallmouth fishing lakes in the world. And I'm like a huge smallmouth fisherman. I live right there, so I didn't know if you knew that. Like I got my hook shirt on, right there. So I'm out there, kayak fishing all the time now. So thank God for that. But anyway, I'm very lucky that I'm able to have 2 huge hospitals right there. And so I go to Troy. I'm like, I'm not going back to Royal Oak. Like something's wrong. Like it's not a stomach ulcer, dude. I'm like, this is not it. So I go back there and they do the bone marrow biopsy right away. And
what made them do that then? They must have had an idea because they're not just going to go in there with like symptoms of a common cold or drinking and like, yeah, let's check bone marrow.
They did every other test besides the bone marrow biopsy. Single one, bro, besides the bone marrow. And Dr. Muskovitz, shout out to you, Doc. I'm going to have you watch this because you're a lifesaver. Him and the team, he had a great team at Troy. He came up and he's like, there's something wrong. Like, no, we're doing the bone marrow like right away. And they figured it out. It takes 2 weeks to get the results in for the bone marrow biopsy. And I ended up, do you have like a chart where you can see all your results? On your, like, it's called My Beaumont chart. So I can see all the results of everything. And I ended up seeing that I had leukemia before he could tell me, and it was on Christmas Eve. And the nurses came in, they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I know, like, you can come in, you can tell him to come in. Like, so I got diagnosed on December 24th, 2021 on Christmas Eve is when he came in and told me. I spent Christmas in the hospital and Thanksgiving and Christmas and 4th of July, or not 4th of July, New Year's. But here I am now, and I got a whole bunch of fucking geckos, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the good stuff, dude, I'm just happy to be here, man. I truly, truly, truly am blessed. And like I said, with that, I wake up every day with a purpose now, and I didn't before. And little things I'm so grateful for, just like petting my dog or taking the dog to the park or kayak fishing, being able to go out there and paddle. Like I don't have a trolling motor for my kayak. I just go out there and paddle with my own. That's what I mean. Yeah, I go out there and fish by myself. I paddle. I do everything. I got my little like Garmin, like $150 graph. I can see the depths.
I got one myself. I never hooked it up though.
But you got it. It's a game changer. I'm telling you.
I got the good transponder too. Like I guess I got the upgraded transducer. Transducer.
Yeah.
And I put the foam thing inside the hole, and then that's like where I stopped. I wound up buying every type of attachment and gadget and gear. I bought the battery pack. I bought the everything, and I just never used it.
Dude, I put a duck seal in my hull, and that's it. It does the duck seal. You put it right in the hull, and I didn't drill anything, and the transducer still can send the signal through the duck seal.
Yeah, that's how mine is too. It's
cool.
It's like a sponge though. It's like you got to get it just like a sponge. I think it has to be wet, but it goes right on the bottom of the hole, and it just goes through the hole. So
cool.
Not like physically, but the
sensor. Yeah.
I think it's pretty. I mean, I want to check it out because I bought it and I want to see if it works, but I will. So when did you? I know you said you had reptiles as a kid, the snakes, and you always been a lizard person. When did the geckos come on? When was it? When was it clear that geckos were what you were doing? Snakes weren't an option. This wasn't an option. I'm going all out New Caledonian geckos. Where, when, and how did that happen? Well, I guess technically geckos in general, but when did you decide it was geckos?
Oh, it was late 2022. I ended up going back to that reptile store that I rehomed my
Still have cancer at this time?
I was going through. That's why I got sidetracked. I was going to tell you this is what I was going, but I got sidetracked. So I was diagnosed. I was like a year into to cancer, and I was like, dude, I need something. I can't go outside. I can't fish. I was like, I Googled reptiles. That's what I was going with. That was the story. I was like, I Google mapped reptiles. And, it said Reptarium. And I'm like, well, I need tickets for the Reptarium. I'm like, well, and then so my pet store was right down the road from the Reptarium. And it didn't have like a pet store sign. So I didn't see it. I didn't recognize it, I'm like, oh, he's still there. And I went in there and I'm like, no way. I'm like, you probably don't remember me because you see thousands of people. But I told him the story. He's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah. Went there and I'm like, I kind of just told him, I'm like, what do you got? Like, show me some stuff. I'm looking around and I'm seeing, I see tokays, I see crestas. He's got, anything that you can think of in that store. He's got rhino iguanas just walking around, just wagging their tail, just anything, just like an actual store that we like, and I got drawn to the black and white fired down gargoyle. It was all white with like the black stripe. I still have them. And I'm like, what is that? And I was like, that's a little alligator. I'm like, what's that? And I was hooked right there. That's it, right there. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what do I need? The girl at the pet store is telling me this, telling me that. And I'm like, all right. Let me buy the enclosure right here and now so I'm serious. But I'm going to go home and do the research because I need to know, like, this is like something feasible for me. I can't just I didn't want to be like irresponsible to go buy it and bring it home. I went home, watched all like David Tachiki's videos, like all the, the Clint reptiles, like the handling video. I love Clint's videos. They're so awesome. Like those are so like authentic and like, oh, I just love those. So he's like holding one, he's got all of them, and I'm like, I could do this. I could do this. So I went back to the store. There was two that I wanted. I think they were siblings or whatever, and Griffey that's what I call him, Griffey the gargoyle. He just jumped right on me. I'm like, that's it. Let's go home. Took him home, and that was it. And then I got a leopard gecko next. And then what really changed the game for me, because I just wanted a terrestrial one. I don't know. I just liked it. I went in there and the addiction set in. I was like, Leo, let's do a Leo. I got a tank. I got an empty tank right here. Let's do that. Got the Leo, and then what really changed the game for me was when I got it, the Chihuahua. The Chihuahua was the third one, and I got the Chihuahua, and I was like, "This is what I want to do. This is."
I'm trying to tell people.
This is it. This is it. Yep, she's right there. She's out just chilling.
Your life, man.
She's watching me, man, right here. She's right there.
Chihuahuas will change everything you ever thought you were doing. Like people don't get it, man.
No. Until you actually see, hold one and see their eyeball look at you, change, and that there's something going on in their head, and they're looking at you up and down. People won't know. They're looking up and down, like, what are you doing? And then when you finally get them to like you, and then they come out, and then they're ready to attack.
I'm gonna grab one just cause.
Yeah. It's they're just something else, and I might have. I've been really heavy into the Gargs lately. Just because I love them too. They were my first gecko. I really love the gargoyles, but the Chihuahua are my number one passion. I really do love them.
What do you have now?
I have 9 Chihuahua, but Gargs I have over 30 gargoyles now, dude.
No shit, you got that many Chihuahuas, bro?
I got 9 Chihuahua. I like to space out my social media. I like to just because I have 7 different species now, which is good.
Do you have any mainland Chihuahuas? You ever mess around with mainlands?
I think my first one is a mainland.
That's right.
Yeah, I
listened to a mainland girl I have here. I absolutely love them.
I think that's what my first one is. It was a mislabeled mainland. Now that I actually have. Yeah, they're like, what's up?
Coolest species around.
They really are, man. And I like the price point of the mainlands too to get people into them. To Chihuahuas. It's good.
They are basically personality-wise the same animal, but the burden to entry is a lot less on them, and that's why I try to promote them, because I'm such a huge advocate for Chihuahuas in general, but I understand what it's like to go and buy an animal you're pretty much experimenting with for $1,000, so it's...
Oh.
And the prices have come down significantly since, but I mean, still,
it's good.
I don't have Pine Island that cost me less than $1,000, you know.
Right.
So it's hard for me to tell people just go out, man. Forget your crested geckos. Go out and spend $1,000 on one Chihuahua, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It doesn't work. But
No.
with mainlands, you can get in the door for probably about $200 nowadays. You could probably get one and at least see what they're like. And if you don't like them, which I can't see happening, but if you don't like them, you got a super cool gecko for $200. If you do, then you can open the
You
door
know.
to the money game and start buying colors and collars and shit like that.
Oh, let me run to the restroom really fast. Okay. I'm going to run really quick.
What are you doing, Mama? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you on camera now? Are you popular? Are you a superstar? Where are you going? Don't hit the buttons. Please don't hit the buttons. Back up. Get up. Woman, what are you doing? What are you doing, silly girl? If you guys don't know about Chihuahuas, like I'm telling you.
About that, brother. Drinking black tea. But the one thing with caffeine is you know how it goes. Then it comes out.
So how many, now you got 8, how many Chihuahuas you say, 8 or 9?
I have 9 Chihuahua now, so I think it's 1 mainland and then 8 Pine Islands, 4 males, 4 females. They all should be ready to go this fall. I wanted to wait. I ended up waiting a little bit longer, like 2.5 years, 3 years, like you did. I know
Pair 'em?
yeah, to pair them. I just like the way my older female looks. That's around 3 years old. Like the tail thickness, she's just very muscular, and I just felt it would be better for me to wait, for my Chihuahuas and my gargoyles to 3 years old. On my females, I'm waiting for my gargoyles as well to 3 years old. Reason why I'm doing that for the Gargs is because, like, I've heard a lot of people that I've talked to is like you'll have that 1 year, the first year, if you do it. When they're 2, you'll have like the first year be like inconsistent. They'll lay like duds and whatnot. To me, I was like, I might as well just give them the time to grow and just wait another year. So then that first year when they're 3, they're all like popping. Like I'm not in a rush to breed these things.
I wouldn't be either. My biggest piece of advice I give anyone is to just, and I know I say it all the time, but learn your animals, right? Because I've not, out of all of mine, I have well over 30 Chihuahuas and 24 breeders. I have 12 breeding pairs. Not one of them was ready by time or said weight. Like it was all different. You have to know your animal, and there's nothing wrong with waiting longer, right? Like it's they're not crested geckos. I'll leave it at that. They're not crested geckos, and I would be very cautious with pairing them for a lot of reasons. I've never experienced a calcium crash, and when I got into them, I was told it was certain. I was without a doubt going to have to, they were going to crash, and it was just part of it. And it just never made sense to me. I was like, how does Mother Nature create an animal that almost dies every time it gives birth? Like if it was meant to die during giving birth, then it would, like the other animals that are out there that die giving birth, octopus, whatever else dies after it gives birth, like they shouldn't be dying. We're missing something in the diet here. We're not doing
it's in the
something
ecosystem
correct
that we don't know.
So, and again, it's been a couple years, almost 2 years of completely breeding and reproducing them now, and I've never had a sunken hip, a wavy tail, nothing.
It's good, man. That's good, and I think that there's something in the wild in New Caledonia that they eat, chew on, or lick on that we don't know. So,
would to agree.
So for that, I've been experimenting with it's called a Texas Holy Rock. It's made with straight calcium, and I literally just broke it up. I got this at the pet store.
What was it, like limestone?
It's literally just like a piece of. Yeah, just like a little piece of calcium. It's literally straight calcium. They put it in fish tanks to raise the pH up for certain fishes. and so it's totally safe. And I have one in my leopard geckos enclosure right there. It's like a calcium lick, and I have one in my Chihuahua. I've been trying to capture it on camera to see if I can get her to lick it, but I figured why not? There's something in the wild, because if you look at all the plant species that are in New Caledonia, they're all like 80% of them are endemic there. And same with the insects and stuff. So there, in my opinion, there's something there that Chihuahua are eating. I don't know if it's the snails like we just discussed on the first podcast or whatnot. There's something that they're eating they're getting the calcium. Or the bugs, there's something that the bugs are eating that are gut loading themselves, that
I
are
just
getting.
think the environment in general,
That's what I
being
mean. Yeah.
an island, I mean, I think the calcium is much higher than people expect. I mean, it's in everything.
Everything, because it's surrounded by
Sand, in theory, a lot of sand is
yeah,
crushed coral via
exactly.
parrotfish or storms and erosion. I mean, a lot of the sand makeup is calcium, right? I mean, and it's got to be 90% of the substrate of these islands. I mean, they're
everywhere.
I mean, it's just in my eyes, when I look at the environment, it just screams calcium, right? It's
Literally.
calcium rich environment. And yeah, I just don't think that in captivity we've had the proper diet dialed in,
Yeah. What I've tried to do to counteract that is my gut load for the crickets. I've been really active on trying to find the best gut load on that.
And what do
And
you do? Walk us through that. What do you do for a gut load?
I can't take the credit for all of this. This comes from my good friend Chaz. He's at Fig Eater. I don't know if you know him. He's got some really good lychees, and he's been coming up with some really good gargs too.
Check them out. Fig Eater?
Yeah, Fig Eater. Yeah. Chaz. So he has a bronia, and he gave me his like gut load for the bronia to bring out like the keratins and stuff. And it's just a mix of, just like collard greens. There's carrots, sweet potato. He sent me like a huge, like a thing and like why to do everything. So I can carrots, kale, sweet potato. Also, I have that red pepper, and just all of the bee pollen, all of the veggies in there, and all of that together mixes just like a good gut load. And I have noticed that my crickets, when the geckos eat the cricket, their like juices are like red and like orange. They're like glowing. They're like
crickets change when I feed them carrots. They're like orange, or
yeah.
sweet potatoes. The whole cricket changes.
What I mean. So I've been doing, instead of like one ingredient, I've been doing what Chaz does and doing smaller, like 8 ingredients all into one like little thing. So I'll put like the carrots, the sweet potatoes, the red peppers, the kale, the collard greens, the dandelion greens, pollen. There's a couple other things that I'm missing. I'm sorry, Chaz. I'm butchering this. He's like, you're missing it. I can see him listening to this. He listens to all of these. He loves this, and he loves what you're doing. And that's how I met him, bro. Was from the first podcast. He reached out to me. So thank you for that, man. I met a really good friend and a lot of good people because of that. Not just him. Not just him. There's so many people that reached out to me, and I just thank you for everybody, man. Like, thank you for listening and everybody just reaching out to me. So I wanted to let you know, like, I got a really good friend out of that. Multiple too. There's awesome. More. There's way more that I don't want to say your name out, but yeah. So I can send you that stuff, and we can maybe like on a clip or something, you can write it down.
Yeah, I'll add it in there. I'll throw the list on, isn't it?
Because the gut load, I really do think that it's something that us as reptile keepers need to be a little bit better at, as like a whole, like not just Chihuahua people. I think that the gargoyle people with their roaches can gut load better. With crested geckos, whatever you want to feed. I think that if you I made a video, right there. Like I made a video, and it kind of just shows me just prepping everything. And
how many bugs are you feeding with this?
That was a 4K. That was a 4K gut load. I ended up freezing some, and I ate some myself. but because I go to the local farm when they have it, and it's just cheaper that way. It's all like the farm.
Sure.
I ended up eating some of that too myself. And
You're buying, what are you buying? You're buying 4,000 crickets at a clip?
I'm going
How long
3K
does
to
that last you?
4,000. I buy I buy 1,000 of the 1/4, the really, really small ones, and then I buy 2 to 3,000 of the 3 to 4/4 inch, and then I gut load them, and they last me about 3 to 4 months.
Oh, that long, huh?
Yeah, but I'm gut loading them their whole life, their
Yeah,
whole
for sure.
lifetime. And then I just like that because they're ready to go whenever I'm like cricket night. I'm like, let's go crickets, because I do about 60-40 still on bugs to diet.
Random selfish question, but how are you feeding your crickets? Like, how are you dispensing them? Have you seen parkour
Dude,
geckos?
parkour plug right here. Watch.
So I try to tell people all the time because I feed over 1,000 a week.
This thing, bro. I love this thing.
Guys, if you haven't stopped by Parkour Geckos and talk to Mike and check out this straw, you don't know what you're missing, man. I mean, this thing is, I feed 1,000 crickets a week, and this thing is a lifesaver, dude. Like, it is just,
Just
it's an amazing idea.
It really is. It's good. We can.
That's cool.
Sure. Yeah, I know. I saw that today. I was like, yeah, we could plug him for sure.
He's a good dude too. Mike's a super good dude, man. Mike's,
yeah, he's been good to me so far. Heck yeah.
All those things, like he doesn't have to do these things for us, right? Like, he's not making a crazy killing selling those things. He's trying to help make the community's lives easier, right? Like, it's
exactly. I know.
Awesome.
I like what he's doing over there. So yeah, shout out to him. It works.
So, how often a week are you feeding crickets? How to walk us through that regimen? What are you feeding? Your different species, different days. How you doing this?
Oh, I try to do, like, I'll do diet like earlier in the week. Then, because I've noticed if you feed crickets too much, they won't eat the diet. And I still want them to get some of the nutrients from the diet. So I'll feed the diet first, leave that in there for a day, and then I'll do crickets the next feeding, let them go in there. And then, so I'm feeding 3 times a week, basically, and it's 1 to 2 times crickets every time. One for sure crickets every week if I have them. But yeah, 2 times a week for crickets and 1 to 2 times diet depending on the week. It's not like a set schedule. I try to do it kind of like nature, I don't like, here you go, geckos, you're eating food every day. Like, sometimes, like, you gotta wait a day. You could fast.
That's what I do too.
You could fast for a day. You don't need them you don't need to get.
Yeah, man. I tell people all the time, man. Famine is more natural than feast.
Yeah, seriously. And I fast myself. I fast for 24, 40, or
it's scientifically proven to be great for humans' health.
Exactly.
I can only imagine that it is for animals also. They're wild animals. I mean, in the wild, obviously, but they there's no set schedules with anything.
No. And then same thing with, like, the climate. I try to make the climate, like, if we get a rainstorm, I'm like, all right, heavy spray night, everybody, because they can feel that barometric pressure and stuff.
Sure,
they can feel all that stuff, So yeah, dude, I've just been going heavy into just dialing in my craft as best as I can, because this is what I do, and this is what I want to do, is work with these animals. And you've
been doing a lot, dude. Since the first time we talked, you literally had like 4 animals, right? Like, you had
I had 16. I think I had 16.
And you just got the Chihuahua.
Just got a big shipment in from Troy, and yeah, I've done a lot since.
And how many animals are you at total now?
55. Oh,
Garg heavy. What's your main focus?
Main focus is the Chihuahua, but like we talked about, it's because of the expense. They're so expensive. My taste.
Yeah. What's the main? I guess I asked that wrong. What species predominantly makes up that 50 in your collection? Like, what do you have?
It is gargoyles. It is 30% gargoyles. I have 30 gargs out of the 55.
You have some beautiful ones, though, dude. I'm scrolling by some, which we'll get into, but
And
Man, these blotches are insane, dude.
thank you. And that's what I love blotches. I'm a big blotch guy. That's like my thing. Like I like stripes, don't get me wrong, but I like the
This is
um
a sick animal, man. Holy shit.
yeah, shout out Paige. That I love that. I like
Well,
gecko.
cosmics. There
Yep.
you go.
Yep. Baku. That's one of my stud males. He's gonna do some great things for me. I'm really blessed to have him. Um,
Peace.
I just like the art of the blotches. Like it's not uniform.
No two are the same, man.
Yeah.
No two are the same. If you and I'm
Oh,
not knocking any guard breeders or gargoyles oil. Please don't take it that way. But if you show me a red stripe compared to another red stripe, I mean they're at very least extremely similar, right? Like they're very similar. You'd be hard pressed to find blotches that are any type of similar, man. They're
no. That's what I really like about it. The diversity in the colors and um but yeah, I have been going Garg heavy, and it's because I'm very intrigued of the genetics behind them, and trying to get and just
a
trying
lot
to
of
figure out the
unknowns.
yeah, it's very a lot of unknowns. I have pretty much every base color. I have yellow base, I have orange base, I have red base, I have the
Is
purples.
this a yellow base? This would be yellow base?
Yep, yellow base with yellow stripe. He's a 5-year-old male that I just acquired. That's gonna go to another pastel, like purplish female. They're
Came from Killer, huh? Killer Exotics, my
yep,
dude.
John. Yep, John. That came from John. John's
That's
a
my
great
boy,
dude.
man. He's got some sick ass animals, man.
He's got a great collection.
All
He's
the
a
way around. Even those freaking crested geckos. He's been
no,
banging out those exanthics left and right. I'm like, shit, I
no.
can't even get one. He's got fuck, every clutch is like a double exanthic.
I know John. John's a great dude. He's a good
Cool dude.
person. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, dude. Those are from Aaron. Those are from Aaron Southern Girl. Oh, I love those geckos, bro. Those purple bases are actually like
Is
grayish
that
purple.
so? What's up with the purple thing? Is that pastel or is it what's the
So
deal with the purple?
that is like my big passion project. Okay, that the Japanese maple project is like my big.
Japanese maple?
You can
So
go up. You can go up. So that girl right there to the left with the Japanese maple tree in the background. Yeah. So that's the first one. That's a female.
is this not a pastel?
It's technically it is. Yeah, it technically is.
No, they
It's
can consider a pastel.
so I've been talking to some people and we haven't really, to me, haven't come up with like a pure like pastel like definition for a gargoyle besides like this is just like the couple people that I've talked to that besides like black fades away. So like the you see how okay, so the other one you click out of that like her black
Well, I'm gonna see
bands.
her eye real quick because see, I my guards have these yellow rings around her eyes, and a lot that I see have these yellow rings around her eyes. She does not. Hers are like,
She
what is
has
that?
she Xena
Orange?
she has like an orange, yeah, like an
Yeah,
orange
not the
reddish.
yellow that I'm used to seeing. That's cool.
And you can click out of that one and then show the recent mace, go all the way up. Mace is like that one right there. The very not that one, I'm sorry. That one with the Japanese
This.
maple tree. Yep. That's my male for the project. And that's what I mean by pastel. Like you see
See,
how
that's what I would think of pastel. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, you see how the black bands are like not there.
Uh,
Yeah, that's and like you see how the his eyes, like the orange reddish rim around his eyes.
sure.
That's kind of what is
That's
like
a
a
beautiful gecko, man.
dude.
Jeez.
Thank you, man. I
Where'd
am
he come from? Who'd that come from?
Paul. That's Paul Morlock.
I was just gonna ask if you got anything from Paul because
That,
Paul's
those
I
those two.
talked to him, dude, and like the interview that you see is like
Love that interview.
a third of the conversation I had with him. We talked for 3 hours before I even hit record, and probably 2 hours after I hit record.
Yeah,
Stop it and end.
yeah.
He's
He
he's a brilliant mofo, boy.
and he shout out to him. He is the one that really changed my perspective on bins. Um, he I had a conversation with him one on one on the phone, and he basically helped change my whole gargoyle keeping and gave me the confidence to be able to keep this many. And because I was having some problems before with like stuck shed on the tail of the tip of the tail a little bit, and I think it was.
Humidity?
I think it was from too much water and like trying to keep the humidity up because I wasn't in bins. Then we sat there and he talked and explained everything to me, and he changed my whole perspective on bins, bro. And once I listened to him and what he said, I tried it, and a
Well,
month
don't be
later,
stingy. Elaborate. What did he tell you? What'd you do? What were you
just
doing and what are you doing now?
so I had my gargoyles in glass enclosures like this, and this is a pair of crested geckos, lychee and Chihuahua. Oh, I did the same thing. I'm like, let's just run. They're all from the same island. Let's just run it up. The same thing. And I was getting stuck tail problem on like only on the tail, the tip of the tail. So imagine this is the tail. This part would get like stuck, right? And it wouldn't come out, and I would have to soak them and do all this. And I'm talking to people, and I'm like, what's going on? And I would get, oh, it's not hydrated enough, it's not this and that, and I'm like, it is because I'm spraying 2 times a day, like it's 70 to 80%. But talk to Paul, and he talked about the main thing that he changed my mind was the consistency of it. So he said he doesn't let his go below 74% humidity, right? But he keeps his 85 to 74% humidity. It's not wet in the enclosure. My thing was I was spraying and making it wet. So I think that it was my cold ambient basement air that's 32% in the winter. In with that water was just drying them out, because the way that their skin is, they're kind of like frogs. They absorb through the air. They can absorb moisture and humidity through the air, kind of like frogs. If you have the room naturally, humid, or like the island is naturally humid because it's surrounded by water and wind and it's on a tropical island like it always is, they're just naturally getting hydrated from their skin, So my theory was that the glass and the cold ambient air from the basement mixing in with the wet like spray was just actually like being counterintuitive, right? So he goes, put them in the bin, keep the substrate, like hydrated, and that. So I tried that, and these bins were staying 74% to 85%, like perfect the entire time, and I was barely spraying. Like everything was coming out great. Like I had great sheds; they were eating better, and I was just like, man, I was like, this is crazy, because the first time I came on, I was like, I want to do everything that I can to be in glass. I literally said that. I remember me saying that. I was like, I want to stay in all glass enclosures. I was very adamant about it. Now, my whole it like changed. It's cool. Like I have all my gargoyles, all 30 are in bins. I have all. They're all appropriately sized. They're all in good size, and
What size bins are you using?
so for adults, they're in 66 quarts, for one and a pair, and that seems to be working for me. I tried 100 quarts, and it's just a little bit too much space. It's too much space. I just tried it because I like to see. I was like, let's just try it. So for adult over 2 years old, they're in 66 quarts, but so I go, like you said, it goes by animal. I have some that are 2 years old that are in 32 quart bins because they don't do as well in 66 quarts. Um, but that doesn't go to say that they're not fully decked out with cork and sticks, and it's literally like looks like this, but in a bin. My enclosures, and my gargoyles, they shot up in there, and everything was good, and yeah. So he just the way literally he told he told you on the podcast is kind of what he told me on the phone, and that information is on the Tiki's one too. When they sit down with him and Kelly outside in Florida, they talk a lot about that, and that was very good too. But yeah. Shout out to Paul, man. He helped me a lot with the gargoyle
He's
stuff.
not stingy with his information, you know. It's
Oh.
not like he's like one of those people that's hard to get a hold of. Like he's super responsive. He's always willing to help. Like Paul's a living legend. Paul's a legend, man. Paul's a good dude, man.
Out to him for helping me with
So out of all your species, how many New Caledonian species do you have? You have the Chihuahuas, the Lychees, Guards, Crested Geckos.
Cresteds. And then that's it.
All right.
Except for New Cal.
With all of those, how do you do you do anything different with feeding? Or are you feeding all of those species the same on the same type of schedule? I mean, other than amounts, do you do anything different with any of your New Caledonia species? Or are you just everything pretty much the same across the board?
The only thing that's different is the lychees. I've been trying to get my lychee. I have 3 lychees right now. I have 2 from Cody at Raspberries. I have it's a gator dark morph male. So it's going to be a big dark beast male, a GTA. That's what I like. I like GTAs, like big beasts. There's 2 right there in my hand in that video. He's on my shoulder. That one is my the colorful one. That's like my girl that I got at the pet store. That's
this one?
Yeah, that's my first ever girl. She's a GT cross. I don't really know, so non-locale specific.
She looks like my male, who is also a GT cross.
Yeah. So but she's just like my pet. I don't have any breeding plans for her, but I got one from. I got a raspberry cross Darkmoor from Cody too, female that I haven't posted yet. She's not as colorful, but that's okay.
GTAs aren't. My GTA is big and dark. She's awesome though. I love that looking gecko.
She's got the raspberry genes in there. You know how he's like raspberry, the red bars? It comes from the dad has full red bars, but the mom's a dark morph, and she took more after the dark morph, but I was like, perfect. Perfect for me because I like the big, darker ones. So to answer your question, the lychees, I have been trying to get them on bugs. It's been a little bit more difficult, like some people have experienced. But I'm working on it. I feed them 2 times a week, the diet, but they're getting like a big like solo cup. And I've been trying to hand feed them the bugs. I've been trying to get them on it because I heard once you get them on it, they'll eat it. But no, other than that, no, crested geckos, chihuahuas, gargs, they're all getting bugs if they take it. They're all getting crickets. Gargoyles are the pickiest out of them. Same thing, I have to kind of get them on the dubias or the crickets. It's like 50-50. But I will say this, dude. My F1 Mace, he's the best hunter of gargoyles that I have. So I don't know if like we've somehow bred the bugs out of gargs. Does that make sense? Like that killer instinct that like my F1 dude, he'll snap on a dubia, he'll snap on a cricket, and then I'll get other ones that I know have been like, specifically bred for a specific trait, and they're like, don't touch me, don't look at me, just you know what I mean? So I wonder, what do you think? Do you think that is even like a thing? Could like that like killer instinct be bred out of it? Because I kind of do,
I don't know, bred out, or is it more just individual keeper styles of feeding? Right? Like, I don't know. It's a hard one, I don't know that you can get rid of that instinct. They're not stupid, right? Like, why would a gecko exert energy to eat a bug when it could exert no energy and eat fruit? And in the wild, I mean, let's be honest, fruit is probably available for a very short window. Ripe food, a very, much smaller window. So I'd imagine it's a treat, right? It's a treat for them. If they can get that treat year-round, all the time, why wouldn't they prefer it? I don't know. It's a hard one. I only have two gargoyles myself, and mine pretty much flat out eat lizards, man. Like
That yeah, and I think that will bring out the instinct because I don't think the bugs are a threat. You
there is
know,
no denying what they are supposed to eat when you watch them eat a house gecko or something like that. That's
yeah,
what they're supposed to eat.
yeah, and I can only imagine like I want to see one in the wild, dude. I want to go to New Caledonia and I want to watch them. I want to put cameras up and I want to watch gargoyles in the wild. I want to watch chihuahuas in the wild. I want to be like Steve Irwin climbing those fig
Me
trees,
too.
like
I would
30.
I would never say anything. I would just sit there and just watch.
Just watch. Just watch. Where can I find, where are gargoyles located? What do they do? How do they interact when another lizard comes in? Where do you find chihuahuas? Where are the lychees? What are the UVB, indexes for each specific, thing that like, there's so many questions that, that the exotic keeper interview. I wish he did a little bit more. I wish there was a little bit more questions,
I think he's getting ready to release some more stuff about Gargs in particular too.
Good, because we need it.
Reels about the gargoyle stuff, and I keep in touch with Thomas, fairly often when he's not traveling. I always talk to him, and I've been asked if he's put anything out, but he I know he has some footage, of gargoyle terrain
I
and
love that, man.
environments. I don't know if he got anything eating on camera, but
probably not. But
it's again, if you look at their whole structure, the way they act just in captivity, the way they're always facing downwards, the way they, like I said, I watch mine eat, man. I don't care about the people's feelings out there. If these things are known to be eating lizards in the wild, I'm going to do my best to make sure they get lizards in captivity, right? So,
I mean,
I have, and I'm not ashamed of it. And again, it's a very natural process watching them eat. It's just facing down. I mean, they're clearly waiting for either baby crested geckos to hatch and run up the trees for their first times, and they're opportunistic eating them that way, or they're knocking off whatever's
they're dummy and little skinks
in the ground and their level of the ground. For sure.
Dummy and little skinks just running by because there's a whole bunch of skink population.
Sure. There's also a huge population of invasive mourning geckos in New Caledonia.
Oh, they're just clipping them. And that's nature, man. I hate to say
house geckos. And house geckos are in New Caledonia.
Yeah, so I want to know, like, going back to that, like, the lychees, like, I want to see one, like, a natural, like, instinct in the wild. Like, I love the Dave Kaufman YouTube video of him in the wild, like, seeing him, like, that was really cool. But I want to, like, have somebody literally put, like, how they have, like, a BBC, like, documentary where they have cameras everywhere. I want one in New Caledonia watching gargoyles, watching chihuahua, watching lychees, and I want to know the difference.
Well, it's just if they travel, are they nomads? Do they claim a tree trunk and just stay there? Like, what do they do? What is the life of a wild New Caledonian gecko? I mean, it would help me understand more. I mean, that's not for nothing. That's why I try to collect all of at least one pair of all the species. So I figured even just watching a individual pair of every species from New Caledonia would help me understand what each of them do, and what part of the forest they occupy, just by watching behaviors in an individual enclosure. Not that I keep them all together in one tank, but just watching their individual behaviors gives me an idea on who does what. But it'd be nice to actually see it,
Yeah. No, and I agree. And I think
kind of like the hunker down and chill kind of gecko, if you want to know my God's honest opinion. Like my gargoyles don't travel much. They
don't
move around, but during the day, and when they're knocked out in the same spot every day. So it's like, do they do that in the wild? Do they have a range in which they travel and get back to their spot every night? Do they Like what exactly do they do? Now my crested geckos do not. My crested geckos sleep sometimes in the same spot, but they're more likely to sleep in a different spot every night. Guards, same spot. Lychee, same spot. Chihuahuas, I haven't really noticed the pattern, but I would lean more towards them being nomads also. I think they get around a lot more. But
the Chihuahua at night, man, if because I live with my bed's right there, like they are just circling their enclosures. The Chihuahua, they would
I almost
if
feel
I
bad they're not big enough.
well, if I let them out, they would run this whole fucking thing. I
That's these big
think.
tanks back there. They're 40 inches. They're
Yeah.
40 by 20. I got a pair of Chihuahuas in the bottom one. And now that I look at them that compared to the 18 cubes, because all my other pairs are in 18-inch cubes, which seems like it's enough, but I'm not happy with it. Like I ultimately want to get all of my pairs in these 40 by 21 inch, 20, whatever the hell they are, 40-inch long by 20 deep, 20 tall cages. And again, I don't think that's enough, but uh,
No, but then it comes down to space and cleaning and
it's exactly my problem. Is it's like, damn, they are in captivity. I wish I could give them all a jungle size enclosure, but that's just like not realistic.
yeah. And sometimes I've noticed that too big of enclosures are not good for some specific animals as well.
Not
So
at a certain age for sure.
that's what I mean,
Young,
right? But once they get to 3, I fully believe that's the Chihuahua. They roam, dude. They have a territory that like multiple trees, I would say.
And on the contrary, I on the other hand, I don't believe Leachianis do. For as big as they are, I don't think they move nearly as much as some people assume. And I don't think they need nearly as big of enclosures as some people would think they need. Like this girl's in a 40-inch, she's in there by herself in a 40-inch cage. She's only ever in 2 spots. She's in 2 spots, her nighttime spot and her daytime basking spot. She's in 2 spots and she has a whole giant cage. The only time she paces the glass is when I'm in here and she wants to come out at night and I'm walking around with the flashlight. She'll start pacing, waiting for me to open the door. But other than that,
other than that, yeah,
spots, man.
I know, and I agree with you. I would say that I think the lychees are more. They have their tree that gives them food, and they're not moving, and they're going to protect it.
Mm-hmm. But I would agree. But again, back to what we were saying, it'd be nice to know for sure. It'd be nice to have someone document it for once,
My goal is get boots on the ground. Me on New Cal one day. I got to get my hips better.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
What are your plans, man? I know where you've been. I know what you've accomplished in, let's say, a year since 2 years, whatever it's been since you got started. What does the future hold for Smith Geckos or Gecko Smith? What are the plans, brother? Talk to me. What's the goal?
So the goal is I want to, I'm going to start breeding here and make my own website and start selling these things and try to provide these beautiful animals.
Have you produced anything yet?
Crusties. I got 4 crested gecko babies out of a pair, and so I'm official gecko breeder, dude. I have hatched four geckos, and I got 6 in the incubator right over there, crusties. So started with those. Got to raise them up, and
they're good learning animals. They're good proxy animals. They'll help you gauge everything else all the way around, from incubating and temperatures and incubation temperatures and feeding and humidities, everything. They'll teach you everything. Once you can figure them out, when you get into the other species, it makes knowing crested geckos will make all those other little adjustments you'll have to make later on down the road with the other species that much easier.
Yeah, definitely. And so that's what I'm doing. I have crested gecko. I have a crested gecko tangerine tricolor pair that I like. I really like the tangerines.
Saw that pair.
Yep, they're really cool. They produce some really good looking babies so far. I'm happy, really happy so far. And
these came from Juliana's geckos.
So the one on the left came from Zengex from Chase, and then the male on the right came from Juliana's. Yep. Oh, pretty good powerhouse genetics, man. I was pretty
What are the
impressed.
babies looking like? You getting white walls right out of the jump?
You can kind of see there's another one. There's another video. You can kind of
You had
see.
babies? You're close to the babies?
Yeah,
Oh, you
there's
did? Where? Oh,
right
right
there,
here.
right
Oh,
there.
no shit.
Yeah.
Ah, you got both. You got the mother and the father.
Right, I did literally. I got a clone of one of each. They're cool, man. They're cool. So I'm just learning the genetics and
That's what
just
you'll see how these white walls progress. Like
yeah,
you'll see these sides will
yeah.
develop, and you'll get a hang of which animals because not everyone does, But
Right.
you'll learn now with this. You'll learn color progression. You'll learn structural development. You'll learn all of that with crested geckos. It's one of the greatest things that I ever did. Is my focus was never crested geckos. It was always Chihuahua, but I wanted to learn, and
Oh,
I went the same route, man. I got into the crested geckos, and
yeah. And
they're
I'm
looking
having
good.
fun. I'm having fun with them. They're cool. I like
The
interacting
thing,
with them. They're cute little
the
babies.
turnaround is so fast that
Yeah.
it's just always fun. You'll hatch so many, they lay so many. It's a
I
very
have
fun thing to do.
I'm only doing 2 females and 1 male. For the Cressy project. I want to keep it just small for now and just have my whole backs and do that. But it was cool. I when they hatched, I was on my last Chihuahua enclosure. I'm doing the spray, and I looked down, and I didn't see the white of the egg that I've been seeing for the past 102 days, or whatever.
Damn, that many did it take you that long to hatch them? 100 over 100 days?
I went cooler. I went 69 to 71. I went cooler. I wanted bigger heads. I went for a head structure.
Let me know how that works out for you.
Dude,
I'm
they look
curious,
giant.
'cause
They look
I've
giant.
done some experiments
Yeah,
myself,
they
and
look giant heads like so far. So I'm pretty happy. So yeah, I went longer, a little bit longer incubation, but that one I saw it and I ran up to my mom because I still live with my parents and stuff, and my brother. It's happy family. So I ran up.
awesome.
I'm like, mom, we got babies. We got babies. I'm like, come look at the incubator. So it's a family thing, and it was a good moment, man. It
So
was
someone's empty back. See these dashes on the tail, this double dash
yes.
in the face? That's a marker for an empty back.
What? Yeah, I was gonna ask you. What would you? That is my biggest confusion for empty back. Like, what would you say for those two?
Well,
I
that
don't.
one definitely is. Where are the parents again? Like that's definitely what would be a het
That's
empty
what I
back.
think. But I thought the two dashes were a scatter scale arc.
Never heard anything about that. I know that I breed these. I produce hundreds of them, and I know that everything that has them double dashes is
Empty back.
either a visual or at least
Empty back.
het
Okay, cool,
empty.
cool. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Over
But that's
time, I
the one
guess
thing I'm still learning.
super empty backs or whatever. There's a lot of confusion with you know the empty back thing right now, whether it's
No.
but I mean, again, like I said, there's no mistaking those two dashes. It's
Okay, that's good to know because yeah, I definitely
like he's
a couple
clearly
babies
got it.
have it.
He's clearly got it. Now I'm looking at the
Okay,
parents, so I'm trying to figure out which one it's coming from, the mom or
it's
the
the male
dad.
is empty. Tangerine one. That one.
Yeah, it looks it, but the other one's confusing too. Because I have some, like if you watch David's videos, he'll always say the little V up here. If you look at the
Oh,
top of the
okay.
neck, there's a V. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
this one
yeah.
doesn't have it. This one doesn't have it, even though it looks like it's an empty back right there because it has that little thing. The other one has the V at the top of the neck. So he's got the dashes too, but that little V up in there
Oh,
where it kind of separates the head stamp and then the dorsal pattern
makes
separates. He does
sense.
have it. He does have it. It's the dad. Yeah, it's the dad.
So cool, man. I love just like looking, and they have really pretty blue eyes. The babies,
Hey,
they
that's where
come
your
in.
baby's, if you want my honest opinion, your baby's head structure came from the parents.
Yep.
So I've
Well,
hatched geckos out of parents with great structure, and I bumped the temperature up to 80 degrees,
okay.
and the heads are just as big as the other egg that I hatched at 70 degrees, and both of them were exactly the same. And then I took a pair that didn't have great head structure, and I incubated one egg at 80 degrees, and I incubated the other egg at 70 degrees, 71-ish, around there. And neither of them had good head structure. So after
Hmm.
doing that like 3 or 4 times with 3 or 4 different pairs, personally concluded, it only matters to me and in my collection, is that head structure has absolutely nothing to do with incubation temperature, but genetics alone.
Well,
If
that's good. Well, I guess I will never know because my geckos have pretty decent head structure. So yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
good to
something
know.
that people, people, it's never going to end anyway. I could say and prove it, and people will still say, incubate them for 120 days if you want good heads. I could show them time lapse videos of animals with heads the size of a 50-cent piece that were incubated in at 80 degrees and hatched in 50 days, and they'll say I was either lying or something else. So it's
I
not that I'm trying to convince anybody of anything. I don't care to change other people's opinions or perspectives, but I did care enough to do the study, to do the research, and to
cool.
spend the time. And others have too. I've talked to other people that did the same thing. They were like, "Yeah, I don't get into
It's
the debates. I
genetics.
did the
Okay.
experiment."
Cool.
And
I like that.
so far, yeah, I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I don't run all of my animals at 80 degrees at all. I absolutely not. I run them fluctuating temperature, but I'll keep them around whatever my room is doing. I mean, and it just doesn't make sense, right? When you talk about New Caledonia and you talk about crested geckos that in theory, I can assure you are laying year round in New Caledonia. My room in here in the wintertime gets down to say 65 degrees. Get eggs all year. I hatched out eggs in December all year. So it's probably warmer in New Caledonia than it is in Connecticut in the Northeast. So it doesn't make sense that an animal would be genetically stronger or weaker due to an incubation temperature. It just doesn't make sense. Animals that are born in July in New Caledonia probably just hatch out faster.
Yeah.
They hatch faster. And I also, the other study that I did was observational, but I took an animal that hatched in 60 days, and I did like time lapse photos. How do I explain this? The animal that hatched faster was no doubt smaller. But by the time the other egg hatched in another 40 days, the animal that hatched earlier and smaller, add those 40 days outside of the egg, he was like 7 grams heavier than the gecko that was still in the egg the day he hatched. Does that make any sense?
That's crazy.
Like the
That's
animal that
crazy.
hatched out faster and lighter was out
Yeah.
of the egg growing, eating bugs, while the other one was still in the egg. He was still
Right.
growing. He can't even remotely come close to being as big as the one that was out here for 40 days.
It's nuts.
So it's just another little observational
No.
study that I did, and that's another thing that you should try. I mean, not to debunk anything that anybody says, but just for your own
Yeah,
curiosities.
just
Take a clutch and
whatever.
split them up and do 2 different things with them. Take a
No.
clutch, a clutch of eggs, incubate one over here at a higher elevation in your room, and then incubate one at a lower one. Even if you're just gauging times, that's one of the fun things I do with crested geckos is they lay enough eggs that you can experiment and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like try them, experiment it at higher temps, lower temps, do different incubation mediums. Try different things. It's fun. And then
No.
see if you can find a difference because there is. I don't have the exact. Fuck, my mouth's hurting again. I don't have the exact details on it, but with leopard geckos, I was interviewed a couple of leopard gecko breeders, and they're thoroughly confident that by changing temperatures X amount of time into incubation, that it affects color, like an animal's color, let alone
Wow.
size and everything else. They can dictate the color of an animal by toying around with incubation temperatures.
They're crazy. This
I think
science
that
is crazy.
it's interesting,
It really is. It,
Again, I don't know what that would have to do with nature, with the leopard geckos. I don't know if nature. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't have any leopard geckos to experiment with or mess around with. But I think that if you have the animals and you have the time and you have the curiosity, why not try? You
no.
know?
No, and that's really cool, and it's a crazy thing to think about, and that's why I'm really into these gargs, is because there's a lot of things that we don't know yet or don't know,
Really
and that's why I have my Japanese maple project. Like I have a lot of base colors. It's not just red. Like I
should you at least have the full arsenal. I mean, you
yeah.
gotta.
I have stuff that I have geckos on here that here that I haven't posted on here yet, just because just got to keep some under wraps. You know what I mean? You got to keep some projects on the DL. Yeah, we're doing. Man, I'm just happy. We're doing some good things over here, and
Yeah, so tell me, what are the plans, kid? You want to vend? You gonna just do shows? You gonna do Palm Street? What does the future hold for Gecko Smith?
so I want to do a website. I want to do website and do
Your own
probably
website,
probably
not like
do
a market, your own
I'll do
site.
webs. Yep, my own website. I'm gonna do Morph Market. I'll
Love it.
probably do
Love it. I love the
Palms.
website
Yes.
versus other platforms. I
Yeah.
love when people do a personal website. It's
But I'm
very
gonna. Yeah, I want to do a personal website, and I'm gonna have everything dialed in there, and do just like personalize it to me. And one of the biggest things that I want to work on is like husbandry, and I have a couple things that I'm working on here behind the scenes that I haven't
can't
really.
stop looking at this gecko, dude. I love this fucking gecko.
It's one of my best. It's one of my favorite geckos. That's a plan. I'm trying to replicate that orange. That is in my plan
Me too. You
for
and me both.
Chihuahuas.
Let me know if you do, if you figure it out.
But I know we're
I'm
going to be working on it.
trying like hell.
Yeah. So that is a goal of mine, is high color orange Chihuahua. But back to the husbandry, I've been trying to. How do I say this? I want to help husbandry with these animals, because I feel like a lot of the keepers, like myself included, before are keeping them not hydrated enough, or not as much consistent humidity. And so I've been trying to come up with a small group of people, like a product to help with that. And the best way I can describe it is, right now, is I have 33 geckos right now, in a 4x8 grow tent. It's an actual grow tent. So instead of um, me making a whole room down here, that would take, like, in my basement, like a whole like gecko room, like making it with the drywall and all that stuff, it would cost thousands of dollars. I didn't have that. So I got a whole like 4x8 grow tent, and I got racks, and I put my bins in there. And dude,
Jack did, right? Jack get
that's
coticulture.
exactly. I talked to Jack. Well, I called him. I'm like, bro, like, you have something here. Like, do I have your permission to do this? Like, can I do this? Like, can you help me? He's like, yeah, bro, go ahead. Like, great guy. Jack's a great guy. So I took it a little bit more scientific than Jack. I have it controlled to my phone, all hooked up to my phone. Like, I can control the heat, humidity, and temperature all through my phone. It's been really helping,
What are you
bro. Like,
using? Govee? What company are you
no,
using?
this is AC Infinity. I don't know if you can see it, but it's probably upside. Like, it'll show like my target, my heat, and like my.
So how is that controlling it? What do you have? Like a Wi-Fi
So
thermostat?
yeah, it's on Wi-Fi. So I gotta show it to you. I gotta show. I gotta show it. I gotta.
What's hooked up to that? A heater, a
Yep, it's hooked
humidifier.
up to a. All of this is a AC Infinity um grow tent stuff. So I want to bring this with me.
Okay, okay.
So it's
So
all
it's the
through the
real
grow
thing.
tent. Here, I have to show it now. We're live tour here. So it's hooked up. There's it's a grow tent, and then there's a little AC
Oh
Infinity
shit!
heater right here, and it's hooked up on the ground. And then there's a controller mod right there. Can you see it? And then the actual grow tent is
Ah,
right here, and I have them all. I'm gonna open it.
that's fucking awesome.
Dude, it changed the whole game for me. Let's see. It changed my
How
whole
much
game.
did that thing cost? So
I
I
got it.
have one in. I have a grow tent in here, like a greenhouse. I have like a one of the, but it's clear. I have like a. I
Yeah,
want one of those now. That's fucking
dude.
awesome.
This is what I behind the scenes. This is like what you asked. What I want to do. This is kind of what I want to do. Is make my own. So here we go. Here, let me put this down for you. So like that, and then the humidity comes out. You see it?
Yeah.
And then so the humidifier's right here. Headphones are pissing me.
How big is that
But
tent?
yeah, it opens up like this. It's a 4x8. Heater is on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, see the heater right there. Then the humidifier.
Yeah, that all came with the unit. Did that all come with the tent? Is that all like option? Like,
Did all this myself. Customized it myself. But yeah, dude, I've
oh, you
been.
just put the racks in there.
Yep, I just put the racks right in there. Measured it out. Fan is controlled on my phone, and I can control it like that. The
That's how you're
humidifier,
circulating the air, like you're exchanging the air rather.
and then there's that vent right there goes on, and it takes the air out, and then the
Oh
heater
shit!
brings in the new air from the basement,
Oh,
right
dude,
there,
I'm
and then
getting one
flows
of
up.
these.
Did you say?
That's I'm getting one of these, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That
It's changed my husbandry and my game to a whole nother level. I've been getting great feeding responses. They are growing amazing. They are
what are your
shedding
set
no
parameters for in there? What are your
parameters.
goals? Yeah,
So I do every day is a little different. So I've been experimenting. This is where I kind of want to experiment. I want to go um, trying to get 78 to 81 during the day degrees. Then, can you hear me? Sorry, just want to make
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then with it doesn't go below 74% humidity. That's what we were talking about with Paul. I don't spray these bins in here, dude. Literally.
There either.
It stays 74% to 85%, and I don't spray these bins. I've
My
been
room's
getting,
71 right now, 71%
yeah,
humidity.
yeah. And I've been getting like great sheds. They've been eating. They've been pooping great. Like none of that sticky tail shed. And it's because of this and the controlled environment in my room. And uh, dude,
What name is that? What company is
this
that
is
tent?
this is the Gorilla Grow tent, the
Gorilla.
actual grow tent. And this is my basement's only 8 feet tall, and it goes 3 feet taller. It goes 11 feet tall, dude. This grow tent. The Gorilla is the
It's
biggest.
adjustable? Is it adjustable?
Yep,
Or-
it came. It's adjusted. So mine, you can see the ceiling. It's all the
Yep.
way. It's literally perfect. But if I had a bigger ceiling, it could go 11 feet tall. So it could fit more bins in there. Crested gecko babies. They've been eating in there, dude. They've been eating. I
Those are
got
the ones you want to be careful with too when it comes
yeah.
to shooting and stuck shed.
Don't
I mean, it's like a big. Unless you once you figure it out, you figure it out. But I mean, it's one of the biggest issues I see with newer breeders and stuff is stuck shed on hatchlings.
yeah. And I haven't had knock on wood any of those problems in here. And
You won't in there. You won't. You
oh,
won't.
and
That's
it's
exactly how pretty much I run my room. I control
yeah,
my whole gecko room just like you do that tent, and I don't even know what stuck shed is.
what I mean. And it's just my God, bro. I can't even. Thank
Yeah, that's awesome.
you, bro. It's
Very
changed.
cool.
It's changed a lot for me, and I would highly recommend it for people. And yeah, shout out Jack. Thanks for the confidence
Do
and the
you
plug, Jack.
how much did the tent cost you?
Well, I got it on a 420 sale. Got it for 50% off, and this tent was $350 shipped to my house with the sale. And the heater, AC Infinity heater, the AC Infinity controller mod, and the AC Infinity um, humidifier, all that was roughly like 250 together. 250 to 300.
Nice.
Yeah, there's so a whole environmental controlled room for under $1,000.
That's outrageous, man. I spent that much on hydrometers and fucking air purifiers.
Yeah, literally. And that little exhaust fan, I got that at Home Depot and I made myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of them I see the smaller tents online come with them. They'll come with like a little exchanger on them. And I always thought that was super fucking cool. As I have to open my windows to circulate the air. Really, I mean, I got an air purifier, but I still want fresh air in here every once in a while. I bring in new air, but
Yeah, and
those are awesome.
oh, that's just part of it, and I just love it. Here, let me run to the bathroom. I still got some.
Putting another one up in there.
Dude, I want an 8x8 now. I want an 8x8. I want an 8x8 and I want a 4x4. So I want this to be hatchlings, all babies. But it works so well. I was like, dude, I gotta put more geckos in there, and I just loaded it up. So now I need another one. So let me run to the bathroom real quick. I still got some more gas in me if you want to talk. I can still talk. So
yeah, we're at an hour now. We'll go a little, man. You're doing enough talking, and my jaw's not hurting.
Yeah, let me just run to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back.
For sure. Guys, if you're not following James, man, go check him out on Instagram, dude. Super cool kid, man. I mean, he hasn't been doing this for a million years, but he's definitely willing to share anything he does know, with you or, with anyone. He's super observant. He loves facts. He's always, trying to look for a better way or ways to better stuff. He's a good person to just kick ideas with around, at very least, and he's been through hell and he's fucking made it. So that's enough reason to give the kid some support. See if I can find his page again. Her. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go.
Yeah, this thing, it's been a lifesaver, man. I can't stress enough. Like I'll be out on the boat on the
social media, bro. You're not posting enough, James. Post more shit, bro.
I have a theory on that. I don't really want to talk about it.
What's the theory, dude? Build a bigger following. Like I can't even find that tent on here.
I didn't post it yet. I didn't post it yet, bro.
Oh, you just got it.
Oh, this is the exclusive for I waited for this podcast, bro. I want to talk about it on the podcast.
Exclusive.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to drop it on the podcast for you, brother.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
How are these PVC these couplings been working out for you?
Dude, not gonna lie, pretty legit. They work. I like the bigger ones. I like the 2-inch couplings a lot for water. Right. It's not a perfect fit for my cups, but they work. And
this is your GTA, right? This is GTA.
That's the one. That's the cross that I don't know.
This one?
Hmm?
That's how he turned out, huh?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Interesting. Well, because I just hatched my first lychees ever a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah, congrats.
I'm not exactly sure what to expect. Both babies look like completely opposite.
You're right.
Like night and day. But one of them looks just like this. Yeah. And this is actually the one that I like because I NCG Reptiles, Nelson from NCG Reptiles, really?
Yeah.
Well, a long time ago, I love his kids, right? He's always doing everything with his kids. I love kids in general. And they were talking about lychees, and they wanted a lychee, and he was like, I didn't have the money, or he didn't have the means. There was I don't know what it was, but he didn't have the means to get the lychee at the time. So I told him, I said, well, I got a pair going, and the kids were at a show, and they held theirs for the first time, and they were begging him to get him one, and for whatever reasons, it just didn't make it happen that day. But I told him, I said, when my first lychees hatch, I will send your kids one of the first lychees I hatched. And that's probably, in all honesty, probably over a year ago now, but they both just hatched. So I got to make a choice on which one to give them. And I like the one that looks like this, to be honest. I told him I got Colton Remington. And I prefer this one, even though the other one like already has purple on it and stuff. Like it already has more color, but I'm just drawn to the one that looks like this. And Colt's a little bit bigger, but
yeah.
In actuality, the other one's going to ultimately be the one with more color. more purple. The parents are like crazy purple, and
It's literally nuts.
that's how this one grew up. Though I love just green lychees, man. To be completely honest, like
Yeah.
with little bars, like not like these fully.
Oh,
I appreciate the fully blasted out ones, no doubt, but I have zero problem with a solid green monster either. I love
yep.
just a big green lychee.
That's what I'm going for. Is like big, big, big dark ones.
Yep, that's what I like.
But yeah, dude. I mean, to answer your question, where do I like? What do I want to do? Is I want to sell these geckos with my own website, and I'll probably do a morph market in Palm Street and stuff. And but yeah, I want to go more into like the business side of reptiles and do stuff like that, and just like try to do something with this. Like if I can make my own, you know, a tent or like,
And it's just for reptiles, a reptile specific tent. I'm
you
not
know
so
what
sure
I'm.
that anyone offers anything like that.
No, they don't, and I've been trying to do it on my own, but it's going to take a little longer.
Speak to Mike, man. Mike's on that from parkour. Mike's going down that whole patent route right now. He may
Yeah.
have some information to you to help you because you don't necessarily need a prototype to get a patent. You can
Right.
get a patent and then work on your prototype and do all that stuff, but at least lock the idea in. Maybe
No, I know.
materials are different. Maybe you have a different type of reflector on the inside. I don't know anything about them, but what I'm saying is I'm sure you could take that grow tent, make a few little tweaks, and have it a perfect reptile tent.
No, and that's one of my goals, man. That's one of my goals and one of the visions, and it would help so many people out because I do see gargoyles with lip curls on Instagram, and I do see dehydrated, stuff, and
It's a lip curl. I've never
lip
even heard.
curl is like it's like where their lip is like it's kind of like snarled. It like looks like it's snarled a little bit. It's from dehydration. It's kind of like chapped lips.
Dehydration, huh?
It's like chapped lips for gargs, and I've seen that kind of often because of what I've said before. People are spraying them too much, and with this, I don't spray. It's the natural ambiance or the humidity of the tent of the environment, and I get the wind control, for the fan. That's literally this is how I can replicate New Caledonia in my house.
Absolutely. You have to be able to control an area because to
Mm-hmm.
make every bin like New Caledonia, I spent years trying.
You can't, dude. You can't make the holes the same. They're not in the same spots. The water bowls aren't going to be the same. You literally, this is the only way that I found so far.
Have to control the room. They need an ambient,
Yes.
and that's, I would definitely agree with you. Like I said, man, it's been a different world for me, myself too, since I was able to, control the room versus
Yeah.
bins. It just made keeping them so much more fun. I'm not half as stressed out.
No. Literally, I got the fan automated.
You did that though, because I remember you were talking about thinking about finishing in the basement over, and
Literally, I was like, dude, how am I going to do all this? And this is it, man. I'm able to get.
it would have cost you a whole lot more money than what you spent on.
Oh my god, bro! I know. So that's one of the best things that I ever did, and I'm blessed that Jack did that, and I'm blessed that I reached out to him, and I'm blessed that that like I how do I say this? That I was able to learn from others because I saw other people
This
put
hobby is, bro.
yeah, and I put like two and two together. I saw people putting big tegus in these things, and like frilled lizards, and I'm like, I'm like, if one is just chilling, I'm like, why can't I do this? And then I talked to Jack, and then it just gave me the confidence, and I was like, yeah, dude, we're going, so we're going all in, and that's just where I'm at.
Do you still have this lychee, the one that had the MBD or whatever?
Yeah, dude, she grew out of it. You can't even tell.
I was just gonna say, I knew it, bro. I knew it then. I knew it, bro. I knew it.
She grew out of it, bro. You can't even tell. She's right here. Can't even tell.
Because I had a feeling, man, and I have a feeling that people in general just misdiagnose things, and not even they misdiagnose them, but they handle them wrong. If an animal's that young as she was when you had her and she had MBD, she's not even done growing. She can't be, you can, it's, if an animal were fully grown and had it, I understand there's really no curing it. But when it's still a growing animal and the bones are still growing, and the what are the plates called? Like before bones fuse, there's like spacing plates. There's like a name for them. But if those aren't done, how can the disease have fully, the condition fully set in? I knew that she would get over that. I knew that gecko would be okay.
She's great, man. She's a stud. She's the one that's in my go all the way up. Go all the way up. She's the one that's in my arm right there, in the one that I pinned, the first video. She's the one that's her. No. That's literally her. Right there.
And that's a healthy ass fucking leech.
Yeah, dude, look at her. Yeah. So
there ain't no MBD in that animal.
Oh, UVB and proper calcium.
That's the next question. So let's talk about lighting a little bit. Are you lighting everything? Are you putting UVB on your hatchling crested geckos now? Do you have UVB in that tent? How are you going about the UVB process?
Oh, behind me right here, these 3 lights are UVB. On the outside, they're hanging UV.
How did you wind up hanging those? I remember we were talking about
that. I got a picture frame wire.
There you go.
Picture frame wire, and they're just like metal.
Just suspended, right?
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to tell you. Some of the companies made. Well, you've seen them, the clips they actually make, but spend $30 to do something you could do yourself.
I spent $30 on that the whole thing, and I hung five of them on the wire and the picture frame. You just got to get a picture frame. I got a 30-pound picture frame hook, and So the UVB are on all of my geckos that are outside of the tent. The geckos, and that's for cresties, leechies. That's for, I even have them. I have on there, those are my cave geckos, and I have UVB on the cave geckos, but
really?
only at night. Only at night. So from like 6 to 9 p.m., I'll have the UVB on the cave geckos. Those are the orientalis. They do. They're crepuscular. They come out. They're my luai's right here. I have a luai right here. So there's a luai he's like, they don't show themselves.
Mine will never, if there is a light on, they will never come out. I even keep them in tinted bins because they're that scary. I just have the regular Chinese though. I don't have.
Oh yeah, my Heinenens. They're breeding. They're breeding. I have 3 cave gecko species. I have a Heinenensis. They're breeding over there. F1's from Emilio. They're all from Emilio. All my caves are from Emilio. Shout out to you, Emilio.
Good choice.
Yeah, great guy. He helped me out with a lot. And then I got a breeding pair that isn't ready yet of orientalis. They're still young. And then a breeding pair, same thing, young, of the luais. So I should have 3 of the cave gecko species up and rolling next year.
Awesome. Do you have a preference? Do you like any one of them better than the rest?
Dude, the orientalis, man, they just.
Hey, I won't lie to you. I think they're the coolest looking one. They're the most striking, for sure.
My female is so badass. She'll be like, "What's up? How you doing?" She's like my little leopard gecko, dude. She's like, "What's going on?"
They're pretty damn handleable too, right?
Honestly, are they're more than what you think the orientalis are, the black and orange ones. They're up there. I did post the orientalis.
Yeah, I know. I saw one. I'm gonna try to get it on here.
I posted the Heinenens too. Yeah, right there, and the Heinenens right there. Those are my F1s. I think they're lowland.
And that's a real deal wild caught, or no? F1 is.
The parents were wild. Yep, wild caught, and which I like that. I like that, those genetics, and I got them in a little semi-bio. I got them full bio, if I should say.
On the wall.
Excavator clay up on the wall, dude. Cool. It really works, and you can keep it hydrated too.
Dude, yours are coming out in the day.
Not those. No, those will hide. I had to get those out. That picture.
Man, what the hell am I doing wrong?
Oh no. These things are so spooky. I think that they got lucky, man. She's very personable and so special. Like those two are just amazing geckos. And that's a big project, a passion project of mine as well, because um, I am been like very deep into like Japanese like philosophy recently, and like Miyamoto Musashi in the Book of Five Rings, and you know
You
that I
read the damn, what the hell? I read one. Damn.
the Art of War too. Is that what you're
I
talking
was gonna
about?
say the Art of War. Is the Art of War the Art of War, right?
Got that
With
one
Sun
too.
Tzu, Sun Tzu.
Yeah, yep, I got that one too. But the Musashi one, his philosophy and his mindset, I've been really like, it's been
Very
helping me with,
peaceful, very, very
yeah,
humble.
with my mental health, and it's been really really helping me, and
It's awesome.
it's just been, they just, I don't know, I just connect with them on a spiritual level that I can't explain on here. I can't. Um, that's like my passion project, or those three, because they're endangered.
Are
The
they? Are they endangered?
Yeah, the Orientalis and the Luai are. Yeah, so those are like my passion project, and the Luai.
Do you have the Luai up here at all, or am I
No,
just?
like let me get him out, bro.
What's the difference? But
They're
I mean, I
bigger.
know
They're
regional
bigger.
locality. Oh, they are. They are big.
Yeah, the
Are
Luai are
they
the
the
biggest
biggest
ones.
cave gecko, or they're the biggest cave gecko?
They're the biggest cave geckos. Yeah, the Luais. Here, let me wrangle this guy out. He's literally right here.
In these pictures here, the Orientalis, how far are these guys from being fully grown?
They're like basically there, dude. It's crazy. They don't grow that big. This Luai is special. He's special. These guys, their difference is they have longer legs. You see him? This is the Luai.
Let me close this out because it makes the screen so much smaller.
This is the male Luai, and their legs are like
So it looks
very.
a little lankier.
Yes, that's the thing. They're very long and
Where are
lengthy.
these? The Vietnamese?
Yes, yes, they're from Vietnam or China as well.
Oh, they
And
are in China.
yes, China and Vietnam. You see how long his legs are?
Yeah, almost frog-like the back
They're
legs.
so cool. They're like little aliens, bro. Look at this guy. Ah,
Very cool.
hey, dude, he'll just come out. He
Do you
was
have a pair of those? You have a pair of those also?
yes, pair of these as well. Um, they'll get way bigger than this. So he's a juvie, and he's just chilling. Like they're pretty handleable. Once they get
And
to
what's
know you.
reproduction look like for them? Do they lay a clutch every month? Do they? How old do they have to be?
These
Tell me what you know about these guys.
these ones, the cave geckos, I'm still learning. Still learning. So this is what I like to do. I like to get them in as babies and then learn while I have them. So I'm still researching with these blue eyes specifically. I know more about the Heinenens right now, but these
Okay, that's
guys,
all on the board. Everybody does. I thought I knew so much that I was going to buy myself a breeding pair, and I wound up with three fucking girls.
so
Terrible. So I threw in the towel. Now I'm just like, you know what? Now I'm just having threes, but I'm not going to get another one, and it turned into a girl too. Not doing it.
right. So these ones I'm still learning, but he like they would be a good question for
Do they
Emilio.
bury themselves a lot? Do they bask? I mean, you said you got UV on them, right? So they come out, and do you see them sit in the light?
Not like the Chihuahua, but I will like his tail was sticking out. So it's like I call that partial basking. I don't know if that's an actual scientific
Cryptic
thing.
basking is when they'll let part of their body absorb the sun.
That's what it's called, cryptic basking. Yeah, that's what he was doing. His like little tail was getting the UVB, and that's what most of them do. They'll do the cryptic
Sure,
basking.
sure.
And I love these guys. They're like
They
really
are
cool.
gorgeous. Cave geckos in general. I mean, even my Chinese ones, you got to see. I got one from Nelson. She's over a year old, dude. She has done nothing but get brighter with her age. Her bars are solid yellow. Her purple is completely purple. The other two I
Really,
have, you can see how they've kind of faded with time almost, and the pattern is stretched a little. This one
mine,
girl
yeah.
is like insane,
That's cool.
but
That's
it's a
cool.
beautiful, I mean, insanely beautiful animal to see that purple and orange together,
Yes.
yellowish, whatever the hell you.
And so I just am fascinated their legs and their
Yeah.
feet. They're just so
I
good.
wonder why evolutionary. Do you find that they crawl
Climb.
anymore?
They
They
climb
do.
more. Yes, they climb way more on rocks. I have them. I actually have them in higher. I have them in 12 by 12 18s that are
Really?
taller. Yeah. For now, I know. For now, just because they can climb
Brother,
taller.
you're animals. Experiment all you want.
That's what I
Shit.
mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
And
people
so
don't know anything about them. Fuck endangered animals. People sit here and act like they're professionals and then go in the wild and see an animal that you thought you knew everything about doing something completely fucking different.
no, I know, and I have noticed he does climb a lot, and he
They have
loves.
claws, man. I've even noticed it with the caves that I have. They have claws. They do not have claws for nothing. Like
What
they
was that?
climb very well on the bark and rocks in their bins. So it would be no shock for me to find out that they were climbing the walls in caves. You know.
Literally are. And that's why I gave my Heinenens the excavator clay on the wall. That female's on it every night, man. They actually are climbing, and
See,
I gave them
see.
lava
It's
rock.
not like it's a fluke. You see them on it every day.
They're climbing on it. They use their claws,
Are
and,
they
and
trying to get to the heat? Do you have an above heat source? Or are you giving a lower?
trying to get out. They're trying to climb. They're trying to climb that fucking cave and go look for bugs, man.
Are you giving them heat? Do you provide heat for your caves at all? Or
Yes, underneath, and they're all on thermostats. They're on thermostats. The Heinenens,
I do too, just a heat mat. And
yeah,
I run on one thermostat. I run 4 heat mats. My knobtail's on the same system over there,
yeah,
with an underneath heat mat.
yeah.
Actually, I just moved hers to the back wall because I have a in-ground cave for her, so I put it on the back, and it's all stone and excavator clay mixed in. So I want it to stay a little loose, but yeah, it works well.
Yeah.
Works well.
So yeah, I love them, man, and I love all my geckos that I have, and like in all the projects. It's really cool.
That's all
Like
that matters, man. That's all that matters. If you have a passion, I mean, like I hear people get so upset when their geckos they don't get a clutch or they don't do this or something happens with that. I'm like, dude, I'm just as content and as content like as I was in the beginning when I had 2 geckos in a cool ass planted cage. Like a
yeah,
plant sprouted a new bud. I was just as excited as in the gecko egg hatches. I'm like, my plant got a new leaf. It's growing. It's working. Like,
right. I know. That's what I mean. That's why I ran up. I'll find eggs. I'm like, oh yeah, so there's something new every day. Or the garg. I'll go in. The gargs have new color on their blotches. They get bigger, or the shithole.
interesting how they progress, huh? So I never really noticed. The first girl I had I have is a blotch, right? The pale white base, I guess what you would call like a white base, and then she fires up and her whole body is like neon orange. And she was just always kind of like that. This other one I got now is a stripe because I want to try a blotch to a stripe pair is what I'm gonna try to do. But I want to focus in on that orange. This male that I got now, when he came, he had stripes, but it was almost like it was blotches within those stripes. It's insane how much those things have filled in and how much they are filling in, right? Like the blotches were clearly just little bits of color where it's going to be, but to watch them is insane because this thing has gotten more color than any crested gecko or anything that I've had. Is went from dull to wow more than anything I've ever.
Anything.
Yeah, it's insane.
I know. Did you get around like 15 grams to
He's
20
still
grams?
going. That's about where he's at. It's still going right
Hey,
now.
that's when you saw the transformation, though, right?
Yeah,
It was right around there.
what's
Yeah.
happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
from
love it,
Nelson
man.
also. He's one of Tiki's Dracula lines, Dracula or something.
Yep. Yep.
I know
Yep.
nothing about him. I just wanted orange, and Nelson was like, I have this. He's orange, but yet he's turning red. I mean, his red is outlined in orange. Now I don't know if that'll eventually change or not, but there's clearly 2 distinct different colors. But I was hoping for orange because my female is 4 years old now, and she's orange.
Orange.
Well,
And that's what I'm trying to experiment with, is to try to get the oranges out, is like base colors. I know that the base colors matter with this stuff, and
has to. Has.
you know,
Well,
and
maybe it doesn't have to. Paul brought up a brilliant idea one time, right? He said gargoyles may not be as complex as some people think, right? Like where crested geckos are clearly separated by genetics, by different genetic characteristics, different DNA strands, right? He was explaining to me this theory about every gargoyle having the same set of genes, the same set of genetics, but it's kind of like rolling dice. If these two sets of DNA line up in the egg, then this is what you will get. It made sense, it made sense when you were talking about, we were talking about like phantom eye isn't something that's been proven to be hereditary or recessive or anything else, right? So that would mean to me that it has to be a fixed characteristic within the species, right? It just needs to meet its equal counterpart in order for it to happen, right? So say both parents are non-visual phantom eye gargoyles, but yet they both are made up of all the same DNA. And those genes happen to, by whatever powers of the universe, unite in the egg. You'll get an animal that has phantom eye. He explains it much better than I can explain it, but I get the idea. The idea makes a whole lot of sense.
No. And going on that, when with your conversation with him, I really liked how he kind of thought that 50-50 male and female over the lifetime of the gargoyle. Like that really, like seasonal, like, he's like all year, like 1 year I got all females and then the next year I got all males. And that was very interesting to me. That nature,
Makes sense.
Found a way.
Nature's point perspective, right?
Right. And I really like that. And, I liked when he talked about the morning geckos and talked about with the male, how one male will show up. Like that's nature finding a way. And it was funny. I was watching Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park before this. And Jeff Goldblum's talking about that. He's like, he was, he's talking to the scientist. He's like, you bred all female velociraptors. She's like, nature finds a way. Like, like, what do you mean? Like, so I thought that was really cool, like a correlation,
Yeah, for sure.
So it this whole thing is just, I could go on all day about this. It's a little like geeking out, man.
That's cool. Some of my best, not to say my best, but like my favorite conversations so far with this podcast have been conversations about gargoyles. And it's not because of what I've learned. It's because it's what I haven't learned, right? Like there's just so many what ifs that it almost makes anything possible at this juncture. So it's like, it's exciting. It's an exciting thing. And if I knew now what I knew 7 years ago or whatever it is now, maybe 8 years, whenever I got into the gecko thing, I wouldn't have went crested geckos. I would have
all gargoyles.
Gargoyles, for sure. It wasn't my call, at the end of the day. I was doing the chihuahuas, but the crested gecko thing came. Like I said, my kid, we were at a reptile show, and I'm trying to get her into reptiles. And I'm like, well, I'm keeping geckos. I have my chihuahuas. I'm like, these all come from the same place type of thing, blah, 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 blah. She winds up going to a table, and a guy tells her they're called eyelash geckos. And her being a little diva, she was like, eyelash geckos. I want one. It literally lasted. It was hers for the ride home. And I was,
but everything happens for a reason, and you got to learn all the genetics, and
for sure. And I'm still learning. I still learn
exactly.
Shit.
So
thrown in my collection all the time that stumps me. I'm like,
no, and that's what keeps us growing as a kid, and the hobby growing, and that's why I'm very, I'm happy with the gargoyle community. And
good thing for you. It was a good path for you.
Yeah,
new for you. It's exciting for you. And you're not likely to get burnt out like you may have if it was crested geckos, right? Because I don't want to say that you would get burnt out over crested geckos, but unless you keep growing your crested gecko collection, like buying new genes and incorporating new stuff, or you just have a giant collection right off the jump, you run into these walls, right? You run into the already known, like the already known. Like if I'm like, wow, I didn't know this would happen. I did this, this, and this. And you talk to someone and be like, yeah, well, you did this, and you did this. And you're like, well, how do you know? Like, well, I did it, and that's what you get. I'm like, oh, well, where's the fun in that? Fuck.
I did it, right. Exactly.
Gargoyles, it's legit. Like, if you do something for the first time, it's probably the first time.
First time, right. And and that's why, first time I came on here, first time I was like, it was a clip. I was like, guys, like, pink gargoyles are cool, purple gargoyles are cool, orange gargoyles are cool. And now I think I could say I have at least 5 or 6 purple gargoyles, like, to me, that are purple.
That's awesome.
That's one of my big passion projects, is the Japanese maple project. And that's another reason why I switched it, because I originally had it named Purple Rain Project, but
Jimi Hendrix tribute.
yeah, like the Prince, the Prince, Purple Rain shit. So I slowly learned that people's perception of purple was different, and from what I was trying to create as well was different. Like, people would think like a magenta purple or light purple or a very extravagant rich purple, and
gargoyle purple. There's definitely a
gargoyle purple, right?
Gargoyle purple.
It's a different. It was more of like a grayish, purplish, reddish.
But I can
purple.
see you enhancing it, though. I can see if it got into some hypo lines and concentrated and then almost saturated, and then I think it could be done selectively. I don't see why not, unless there's there's clearly a lot I don't know, but I mean it'd be fun trying, fun chasing it down.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to go for with the Japanese maple.
That's awesome.
That's
so awesome.
Dude, purple gargs, man. I'm trying. Cool. I'm trying. It's one of my goals, man.
All right, brother. So we're over 2 hours. I'm not so sure either of us will stop if we don't stop.
Yeah.
Not as bad as I thought. Not nearly as bad as I thought. My eye still feels fucking weird. Like, it feels like I have a fan blowing in it, and
well, we'll get you some rest. Yeah. We'll get you some rest.
Here, brother. Done hitting recording here. I got 200 geckos to feed.
Well, I'm always available to come back on. I have way more.
I'll do this again, man. I want to talk to you when you start through your whole phase through this, and then one day I'm going to come back and collaborate them all. I'm going to put, a section of our first conversation to halfway through, and how many animals you had, to you producing, and seeing if we can make some of these visions a reality. I have faith in you. I absolutely do. And it's not that it's your animals, James. It's your passion. I think your passion will leave no stone unturned, and it's an infectious vibe. I love it. I love the passion. I love the enthusiasm, dude. It's I've been a fan from day one, honestly. I mean, that's how I got into geckos, man. There's nothing that makes me happier than seeing someone that knows very little about these animals start learning, and their eyes are just like all the time like this. Because years later, that's how I am. I walk in my room every day like, ha ha. It's like
we're here, and I wanted to say thank you, for believing in me. Like, you, man, like, thank you. You did believe in me from the get-go, and you from the beginning, and you've always helped me. And I want to say thank you for this podcast, man. Like, just thank you for bringing the community together, and really just thank you for what you're doing, man. Like, I know that.
Yeah, trying to do, man. Link people up.
100%.
And someone listens to this and hears something that you may have going on, and they have something similar going on, and that person reaches out to you, and then between the two of you guys, you can either come to a conclusion, or you find a remedy, or something is done by communication. That's what this is for, man. Get people talking, man. There's no elites. There's no one better than the next, man. You keep a gecko, we're all in the same fucking boat, man. Like,
exactly. So thank you for that, man. And I know that it's probably not easy for you coming home from work and having to do this, and with your teeth and shit. So, but thank you. No, but thank you, though. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for the community. I know, like, you might not get, some thank you. People might not thank you enough, but I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate. I know, but I want you to know that you're appreciated.
I appreciate that.
I just thank you, man. Like, and you've.
What made me happier is knowing that you watched this, that you made relationships with other people via this. That's my reward, man. That's all I could ask for.
I got one of my best friends from this, man.
That's all I could ask for. That right there makes all of it worth it.
Yeah, dude. So I just wanted to say that before I got off of here. Just thank
We
you and just
appreciate it.
keep grinding, man. And we appreciate you. We
For
do.
sure, for sure. Do you have any notifications or announcements or anything you want to tell people? Let us know where they can find you. Read us your elevator pitch real quick, man.
Elevator pitch, just you can find me here at Gecko Smith, at Gecko Smith at Instagram. I'm gonna have a website coming up soon. Gonna plan on getting a morph market soon, but yeah, we're just here for the community, having good times. We're gonna grow my certain projects, and I'm just here to help the community
If
whatever
people
way I
have
can, man.
questions or maybe similar
Hundred
projects, they
percent.
can reach out to you, and then you guys
Anything
could
that
build and
Yes. Anything
oh,
that you need from me, if it's a friend, if it's, if you need help with, diet, anything, if you need gecko related, you need a friend, you just
everything with the tent, man. Guys, reach out, man.
anything.
It's super
If you
fucking
need help
cool.
with the tent, bro, I will
If
help
he knows it,
anybody.
you guys know it. There's no gatekeeping with this kid. If he's got
No,
information, or if you're new, or whatever your experience level is in this, man, it's always good to have another friend in the fucking in Rolodex, right?
100%. And I feel like it's my duty to give back, to like with the people that help me. Like it's the same, and I want to
Sure,
do even more to help
for
people. So
sure,
I will do everything that I can for the people that I can.
for sure. Speaking of giving it back when I'm Jamaican now, guys. We're running the Gecko Exchange podcast. We're running a raffle, man. We're giving away 3 badass animals in the Rhacodactylus book. Go to either the Gecko Room's page with Mark, or go check out the Gecko Exchange podcast's IG page, our other me and Jason and I's other page, and you can find all the details there. You'll see all the animals. We're giving away a lily white, one of these badass red super soft scales I've been making, and a PI Chihuahua. We got a PI Chihuahua given away,
That
and then the Rhacodactylus book. Some of the information people argue is a little outdated. It's worth having in every collection. If you keep geckos and you like books, you should have Rhacodactylus, man. And we're giving them one away. $100 hard copy. I don't know. Either way, hard copy, soft copy. If
Gecko
you don't have
Bible.
it, you should have it. Good book. But head over there, check it out. Join the fun, man. It's going to be fun. I think Mark's doing the drawings on July 19th, so our time's kind of limited. Get involved, man. Go register to win, man. I want to give you one of these geckos. I had dozens of people reach out to me offering to buy one of these red things that I make, and I haven't sold them because I just feel bad. Like if I sell one to this one, then this one wants one, and that one wants one, and I just feel bad. So instead of selling one to anyone, I'm giving everyone the opportunity to win it.
Go.
Go get an animal that you quite literally cannot buy anywhere else.
Go.
All right, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you all, man. I can't thank you enough for showing us the love at the Gecko Exchange Network that you guys have been. This is a fun ride, man, and there's no end in sight, man. As long as you guys are interested, and there's people doing amazing things for the community, and information that needs to be shared, and relationships that need to be built, we will be here. So until then, stay as weird as fucking possible. Love your animals. Treat them as good as fucking possible. Did I say weird? Stay weird. Peace.
Weird.